You can see behind me here, there's a huge gap in the wall. And this is where Mexican officials tell us that a lot of the smugglers are either directing or bringing some of the migrants to so that they can easily cross. Which makes these rugged back roads the preferred and profitable routes for cartel-backed migrant smugglers. We're about an hour east of Tijuana, driving with Mexican migration officials along the U.S.-Mexico border. But we detour after learning a group of migrants has been rescued, as officials here say. ¿De dónde son?
Brazil.
De Brazil. We pull up and find about a dozen folks who described to me their attempts to claim asylum in the U.S. He said he tried to cross, but Mexican officials stopped him from being able to go. That's because Mexico is now stepping up its efforts to stop migrants from crossing illegally into the U.S.
We don't know if it was
Following requests from the Biden administration, Mexico is now pouring resources, like the National Guard and Mexican Army, in to help patrol and detain migrants like these, eventually transporting them to southern Mexico.
Where we separate them by nationalities, and then from them we determine the deportation process.
What's happening here goes beyond stepped-up patrols. In recent months, Mexican officials have built base camps, deploying troops to some of the most popular illegal crossing sites. A smuggler's van? Are there several of these vehicles just left abandoned and
like 7 vehicles in total
in this area?
In the area.
As we pull up, we realize we'd been here before. We've seen so many people cross through this property. This right here. At this spot late last year, we met U.S. residents fed up with migrants coming through their land.
They can come through the front door.
Our cameras captured hundreds each day and night. That has stopped in recent weeks, and it stopped primarily because of what we're seeing on the Mexico side of things. This is a remote base on the border. You've got Mexican immigration officials, you've got National Guard, and you've got Mexican Army who are here 24/7.
We have our fridge, microwave, coffee, everything.
You have moved resources to live 24/7 on the border. Why is it so important for Mexico to be doing that?
We want to prevent migrants to get in touch with the criminal groups.
The number of migrant encounters reported by U.S. Border Patrol appears to reflect the impact of Mexico's actions, dropping 42% from December to January alone and seeming to stay low. But officials warn cartels and their smugglers frequently adjust their tactics and keep close watch. They're watching us right now.
They see when we are patrolling and when we leave a spot.
It's a crisis that has also sparked uneasiness for Mexican residents. It's gotten so frustrating for these folks in particular that the community got together, wrote a letter to their governor petitioning for more resources. And it's for that reason that you have, well, you can see right here, members of the Mexican National Guard who are now patrolling neighborhoods like this one to keep migrants from coming through.
Que hay que sacar pasaportes y la cita, ¿verdad?
Authorities here urge migrants to use the U.S.'s CBP-1 app rather than to risk crossing with smugglers. Mexican officials at this location even help pre-screen up to 500 migrants daily for the U.S. asylum interview process. So he's in communication with U.S. officials, por otro lado, and on the other side, and they're sending documents back and forth to make sure that they have the right information. While this is a more orderly way to claim asylum, it can take a while to get an appointment. Marta Achila says she's waited 5 months for this day. Pero no quisieran usar un coyote para cruzar directamente. Y quieren trabajar legalmente allá en los Estados Unidos. So I asked why they didn't go through the smuggling route, which so many choose to do. Vamos a caminar con ustedes. And she said that, for one, it cost an extreme amount of money. And the other aspect of it for her was they wanted to be able to enter legally through the appointment, try to build a better future there. The road ahead is uncertain for both the migrants and for those protecting the border. We see that firsthand as we leave the remote border camps. The reason we've stopped and pulled over is because there are these spikes that we've noticed all along the different dirt roadways that take us to the border wall. Evidence of a smuggler's desperate attempt to salvage their profits. There are dozens, if not hundreds of these. And while it slows them down momentarily, for now they forge ahead in their efforts to curb the flow of a migrant crisis that's consuming resources on both sides of the border. David Culver, CNN, Tijuana, Mexico.